requires, if we want to substitute, we have to take one of the equations and solve for one of the variables. So if I'm looking at this, I have a y by itself. So it'd probably be easiest to take the first equation and get y by itself. So if I want to do that, how would I move over my 2x? What would we need to do?
Minus 2x.
Okay. So we get y is equal to 9 minus 2x, or you could say negative 2x plus 9. What do I need to do with that?
Substitute it in with 4y.
So we're taking it and substituting it into the second equation. So the second equation is 8x plus 4y. But I now know that y is 9 minus 2x, so I'm replacing my y with 9 minus 2x equals 36. This is an equation I can solve. Okay, so if we start over here, we have to distribute. What happens with 8x and negative 8x? They cancel. So I have 36 equals 36. What does that mean?
It's
Or no, infinite.
Right. How do you tell the difference between no solution and infinite?
No solution is whatever. It's the same one? Or no, wait, 0 equals a different number. Or any number equals a different number that isn't.
Right. Like, if you get down to this point and it's a false statement, that's no solution. So if it was 0 equals 5, 36 equals 37, that's not true. So it's false. That's no solution. If these are true, then that's an infinite. The x is canceled out, so it's one of the two. So this is infinite solutions. So you can write the infinity symbol, you can say infinite, either one. If you can't find your flip chart, then you just have to do this on plain paper. All right, the other option you had for solving your problems yesterday was elimination. So let's take a look at one of those. So if we turn, let's look at problem 14. The idea, actually, I don't want to do 14. I changed my mind. Let's do 10. The idea with elimination is we want to be able to add these equations together and get a variable to cancel. Now, a lot of times we might have to multiply by something. Do I have to here? No, because my y's are already opposite, positive 3 and negative 3. If I wanted to cancel x, what would I have to multiply by? Negative 5. But as it is, I can just add these equations. So I have 1x plus 5x, which is 6x. Positive 3y and negative 3y cancel. Negative 2 plus 26 is 24. So then we divide by 6, and we get x to equal 4. Once we have what our variable is, what do we do with that? Okay, so if I go with the first equation, x, which is 4, plus 3y equals negative 2. Okay, so if we solve this, we subtract our 4. So 3y equals negative 6. Divide by 3, and y is negative 2. And then how do we write our answers? 4, comma, negative 2. All right. Now, let's look at problem 16. Yesterday you were reviewing substitution and elimination. We still use that to solve these, but the next part of what we are reviewing has word problems. When we do those, we first have to write equations. And when you are writing your own equations, you have to tell me what your variables stand for. So if I look at this one, the Boy Scouts are selling popcorn at the parade to raise money for their camping trip. Ethan sold 9 small bags and 2 large bags and made $36.05. Jack sold 5 small bags and 7 large bags and made $48. Find the cost of a small and large bag of popcorn. What am I trying to find?
The cost of small and large popcorn.
Okay, so those are my variables. So I'm going to say X is small, Y is large. Even if you get nothing else correct, you get a point for telling me what your variables are. And likewise, even if you solve the whole problem, if you don't tell me that, you lose a point. So now we have to write an equation. So we know we have 9 small and 2 large bags made $36.05. So what would that equation be?
9x plus 9y equals 36.05.
Okay, second one. He sold 5 small and 7 large and made $48. So what would that one be? Good. Now we need to either do substitution or elimination. Easiest option here is probably elimination. What variable do you want to eliminate? Y. So what would I have to take the first one times? 7. And then we'd have to take the second one times.
-2.
Okay. So if I do that, I get 9 times 7. So 63x plus 14y equals 36.05 times 7, 252.35. Take second one times -2. So negative 10x minus 14y equals negative 96. Is everyone with me to this point? So now we can add our equations together. Positive 63 and negative 10 is positive 53x. Negative 14, positive 14 cancel. 252.35 and negative 96 gives me 156.35. And we divide our 53. And we get 2.95. Once I get x, what do we have to do? Plug it in to get our y. So we can go back to the original. So 9 times 2.95 plus 2y equals 36.05. So 9 times 2.95 is 26.55 plus 2y equals 36.05. What do we do next? Okay, so 2y equals 9.5. Divide by 2. And y is 4.75. And on these, you do have to answer the question. So we're finding the cost. So the small cost, $2.95. The large ones cost $4.75. All right. Any questions on that one? Okay, so here's what we are going